That, ladies and gentlemen, is a monster bluegill. Absolute monster. He came right up out of the bottom and hit this thing full force. Now that is a nice bluegill. Nice big fat meaty bluegill. Alright, I'm going to get him back in the water and see if I can get another one. Quick release. This is a crappie with a mouthful of jig. Pretty good sized crappie. Just a little shallow diving crankbait that I've been using. I've gotten several hits off of it, but not been able to catch anything off of it. And I've just been dragging it across the surface real slow. I mean, just painstakingly slow. Ouch. Got some spines on him. hold of him here and get this hook out of his face. So big I can't hardly hold on to him. I'm going to get some pliers on this guy. I do not want trebles in the hand. And that's what I would end up with on this one. He's so big I can't hold on to him very well all the way around, so. Yeah, it's just a little shallow diving crankbait. Bluegill color is actually what it is, so guess he was on the meal for a bluegill. Good sized crappie. Nice size. Throw him back in. I'm gonna keep fishing. Not sure what it is. Looks and feels like a crappie. I don't know what to do in the order of a day. Yeah, another good sized crappie. Nice sized black crappie. This little dummy looks like he's been caught before too. Get a nice crappie. Alright, about to lose him here. Yeah, I believe he's been caught before. Sure looks like from the side of his mouth there. But yeah, another nice sized crappie, about the third one tonight. Alright, I'm going to throw him back in and catch another one or two. Before I do that though, I want to go over one or two things here. You know, there's one thing tonight that I've learned on throwing this little shallow diving bluegill colored crankbait is one thing you got to remember when you're fishing these little crankbaits like this and the shallow diving ones. Try to use the lightest amount on your line that you can. I mean, I've got an 8-pound on. I probably could have went with 6-pound on this, but you never know when I'm going to latch onto one of them 4 or 5 pound bass in here either. So it kind of why I try to stay up around the 8-pound test, but try to go down to the lightest amount of, on the test strength on your line that you can, because then you got a better feel for what's going on when you're dragging this little crankbait through the water. The other thing that I'm doing is tonight I'm using my 6'6" medium action with a real fast tip, and that's another thing that goes along with the light line thing is make sure you're using the lightest pole you can, because these crappie tonight, they've been biting just real tiny and subtle. I mean, you're pulling this thing through the water pretty slow, and most of the time you're just feeling a little tick. And when you feel that tick, you wait just about a half a second and set the hook, you're usually going to catch them. But if I was using a heavier pole or even heavier line on one of my other like 7-foot poles with my medium, maybe medium heavy, I would have never felt those bites on this, because I wouldn't have had the feeling in the line to be able to feel it for one thing, and my pole would have been too stiff to feel that little tick. So that's just a little tip I wanted to pass along to you guys on these crappie, is make sure you're using the lightest line you can get away with, and one of your lighter fast action poles if you're fishing for the crappie and bluegill. And tonight that seems to be all it's biting, so I switched over to a really light line and a light pole. And yeah, it's a little tip I wanted to pass along to you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Alright, you guys, another one, guys. I think it's another crappie from the looks of him. Get him up here and see what we got. There he is, another crappie. And he was hooked outside the mouth. He must have took a swipe at it. Looked like he took a swipe at it, and I got him right underneath the chin. Let me get some pliers here and get this out of him. Alright guys, another one of them nice crappie. That's about 4 in the last hour or so. So yeah, nice thick crappie, one of them black crappie. Yep, something good guys. And another crappie. So the crappie with a bunch of solid with him. Hit it right on the fall. Settle down. Yeah, another pretty good sized crappie. I don't know how the light is, but nice crappie. Alright, I'm going to throw it out there and see if I can't catch a couple more before the light quits.